how to rebuild trust after emotional disconnection or betrayal. Hi, I'm Emma Coble. I'm a licensed professional counselor. And if you're finding it really hard to come back to trusting your partner, to feeling safe in the relationship, or if you have been trying to rebuild that trust and feel like nothing you do is really good enough, this video is for you. It can feel really hard, almost impossible at times, to rebuild after there's been wounding inside of a relationship. But I'm here to tell you that it can be done. It takes time, it takes consistency, it takes effort, and it takes really being committed to the process. And couples therapy can be an amazing tool in that process to help you regain trust inside a relationship. So what really is emotional safety, first of all, inside a relationship? So emotional safety is the feeling that you can show up as your full self in a relationship, all your feelings, all your thoughts, and that you can just be, and you're going to be loved and accepted by the other person. So you can be vulnerable with them, you can share what's on your heart, and you're not going to be rejected, you're not going to get a defensive response from them. When emotional safety is present, you're really trusting that your partner cares about your feelings and is not going to weaponize them against you, and isn't going to weaponize your vulnerability against you. You feel like you could make mistakes. Again, you feel like you can be yourself for the most part. But when this emotional safety isn't present, even small moments of tension, like a fight about the other person's driving or the dishwasher or something like that, can feel totally threatening and potentially feel totally disarming to the whole relationship. Also, over time, these tensions and the moments of emotional unsafety can feel like they've built up, and resentment is there, and it can feel really hard to break this pattern that is entrenched. So what are some things that break this safety? Sometimes that safety is shattered quickly through something like an affair, but sometimes emotional safety can erode slowly. And this can happen from a partner or both partners feeling repeatedly like unseen, unheard in the relationship, or like they don't matter, they're not appreciated. It can occur when there's harsh criticism or defensiveness that is occurring often, or emotional withdrawal or avoidance, or just not spending time together or connecting. It can occur when there's stonewalling during conflict, so not engaging, shutting the other person out. It can occur because of a lack of repair after arguments. And even if there hasn't been like a big betrayal, these things can erode a feeling of emotional safety over time. So again, this can feel so hard, partially because of our cycles that we tend to get into. Oftentimes what will happen is one person in the relationship will try and get reassurance, will try and get connection, and they'll sort of like pursue the other person to get those things. And then one person will often kind of withdraw, and to avoid like maybe making things worse, or because they feel like they're not enough in some way. And then the former person tends to get more and more anxious and try and get that connection and repair even more. The other person might withdraw even more. And this can lead to both people just feeling so isolated and so far apart from each other. So each person's coping strategy, which is designed to help protect them, is triggering the other person's pain. So this cycle, it deepens the resentment instead of repairs things, which is why a couples therapist can be really, really helpful in helping you slow it down, understand what's happening, and then how to break this pattern. So how does couples therapy help build the emotional safety? So first of all, it allows you to understand the cycle that you're caught in, and not in a way that is non-pathologizing, where this is not you that's doing this, it is a cycle. This is a pattern. So maybe you also will, so in this recognizing the pattern, you're going to also start to recognize like what is happening beneath the actions that each of you is taking. So if one person is seeking out reassurance, maybe they're feeling insecure, maybe they're feeling unseen, unheard, alone, and maybe this is a wound that goes back for them a long ways. When the other person is withdrawing, maybe they're feeling like they're not enough, maybe they're feeling hopeless or helpless, or not good enough in some way. So this first of all, this ability to understand what's underneath our actions and be able to express what's happening emotionally for us as well as in our body is so key to interrupting this pattern as it happens. If you're engaged in this pattern, again, it doesn't mean you're bad at love or you can't do it. Most of us were not taught how to do this, and when we are in fight or flight mode, our nervous systems are hijacked. We don't have access to these things. So we have to slow things down, get our nervous system in a calmer place through therapy to understand how to do this work. So you can also, you will understand this in yourself, but also understanding what's happening in your partner can help you feel like your partner is less threatening and help you understand what they're protecting, what they're trying to do in their actions. Couples therapy also creates safe repair moments. So having conversations in a therapy session where one person's able to say, when you pull away, I feel alone, I feel scared, and like when we're able to have these conversations with each other and maybe the partner is able to say something like, oh my gosh, like, I never want you to feel that. I am so sorry. These create bonding moments for a couple. And this might not happen in a first session. This might be something you build up to. But these bonding moments slowly start to create emotional safety and slowly build trust back up. So you also in couples therapy can begin to work through this betrayal and the deep breaches of trust. Honoring the partner who was hurt, honoring their feelings, giving space for their feelings, allowing them to feel heard, allowing the other partner to take accountability without defensiveness. This is what also recreates trust inside of a relationship. The actions that help build trust are consistency, transparency, empathy, and emotional availability, which are all things we foster inside couples therapy. So if you have experienced trauma or your partner has experienced trauma, it can feel even harder sometimes to get out of those emotionally reactive states. So I think that a trauma-informed couples therapist is a great one to seek out, as well as people seeking out their own individual trauma therapy to work through their traumas. So what does emotional safety look like once it's been built? So being able to talk about things without blaming or shutting down, having conflict without worrying that the relationship is going to be destroyed, feeling seen, valued, cared for, feeling connected, there's laughter and play, and you're able to be vulnerable. So it can take some time to rebuild this. It's not something that happens overnight, but it's very rewarding and it's definitely possible. I've seen it done time and time again with my couples. So if you need help with this, reach out for a free consultation.